What up, this your boy Kenneth Stones, aka Kofi Weasons, one half of the Dirty Hills podcast, and you are watching the 1130 podcast. Not 730, but it is 730. But you watching my guy Dre from the 1130 podcast. Man, make sure y'all hit that like, share, subscribe button. And this is Dirty Hills Approved.
Yo, what's going on with everybody, man? I appreciate you guys joining me back here for the podcast. Y'all already know what time it is, man. Welcome back, you guys, to the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. Yes, this is episode 64, you guys. Welcome to the show, man. It's Friday, man. Y'all already know what time it is, man. We're going to get into everything today, you guys. All wrestling. We got a lot to talk about, you guys. A lot to talk about. I'm riding solo, but that's great, you guys. That's great. You guys, like I said, we got a lot to talk about here on Talk Pro Wrestling this week. Matt Cardona, you guys, is the new GCW World Champion. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, he went to Disneyland and everything, you guys. Nick Cage had a huge performance on the TV this week on TNT, you guys. Yes, John Cena is like missionary. We're going to talk about all that. Now, WWE took that out of all of their social media accounts and more, you guys, man. All that and more, man. Stick around, you guys, man. This is the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling.
I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. 1130 podcast, Dre and Willsy is the new one. Let's get it, yeah. Who with me? Let's get it, yeah. No, with me, yeah. I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. Let's get it. 1130 podcast, Dre and Willsy is.
Yo, you guys, man, welcome back to the show, man, and we're gonna get into it. And before we get into it, you guys, if you're listening to me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, wherever you're listening to me at, make sure you subscribe, and also subscribe to the 1130 podcast YouTube channel, man. Yes, like it, leave a comment, and yo, share it so we can get the 1130 podcast up and out there even more. And also, you guys, man, don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms. But yo, man, cool show lined up. Before we get into it, you guys, last thing, shout out my guest who was on last week, my man Gator Live, man. Yo, appreciate you, bro, for coming through on the show, man, chatting it up on some wrestling. But you guys, man, like I said earlier, right before, we was about to get started, man. We got a lot to get into, you guys. We're gonna start it off, you guys. Nick Cage, you guys, of course, made his huge AEW Dynamite debut, you guys. Well, wrestling in-ring debut this past Wednesday night. But before then, you guys, last Saturday, you guys, man, the independent wrestling scene, the circuit, you guys, was going crazy. All eyes, you guys, were on GCW Wrestling, you guys. Yes, man, it was going down. Huge main event matchup, man. Was talk about this huge wrestling event for some weeks to come, you guys. But yes, Matt Cardona, you guys, a.k.a. Zack Ryder, for those who are not familiar or, just haven't been keeping up with Matt Cardona, aka, like I said, Zack Ryder, after his release from WWE. And of course, he just didn't really have that, great career in WWE. He had his moments. I think one of his big moments in WWE was in 2011. It was 2011. TLC, where he won the United States Championship from Dolph Ziggler, and his father was there front row. That was the same night, I think, Daniel Bryan won the World Championship, and then CM Punk retained his title or something at TLC or whatever like that. And they opened up the show on that Raw, coming from the crowd or whatnot, for some guys that you really wouldn't expect to be on top of the WWE at that time. But Zack Ryder, Mr. Woo Woo Woo, man, kind of like changed it around, sort of say. You've been working out, going to the gym, having sex, apparently a lot of sex, but yeah, man, a lot of independent and diehard wrestling fans were just pissed off that, Matt Cardona beat Nick Cage, man, for real. Nick Cage, the baddest motherfucker right now in pro wrestling, you guys. And I'm loving what Tony Khan, Cody, or just AEW is doing right now with Nick Cage, because, man, Nick Cage, of course, got highlighted in the Dark Side of the Ring series. Yeah, Nick Cage was highlighted in the Dark Side of the Ring series. And he was like, real, he was highlighted as this death match guy, man. I'm hitting you with glass, I'm hitting you with, light bulbs and, stabbing you and stuff and, everything, man. And I mentioned Dark Side of the Ring. Dark Side of the Ring also produced a wonderful episode last season that was highlighted on New Jack. New Jack rest and soul, man. He was a hell of a guy and hell of a guy to be in the pro wrestling world, and hearing his story, and it was like, man, they had something right there. And Dark Side of the Ring is kind of like sharing a light, side on, Dark Side of the Ring, and certain guys, who would never probably made it in WWE. Some did, some stories were, in about WWE. I think it was that boxing one, but nonetheless, you guys, man, they pulled the trigger on Nick Cage, man, and brought him up, gave him, this big, huge spotlight, man, because he would have never got, if AEW wasn't around, he would have, never got this spotlight. And man, oh man, like, boy, oh boy, like, dude, I don't even know what to say, because doing this podcast, you guys, over the last year and a half, man, just connecting with a lot of people, the Dirty Hills podcast, shout out to Jobber Tears podcast, shout out to the All Wrestling podcast. Once again, I said the Dirty Hills and the Jobber Tears podcast, especially the Jobber Tears podcast, because they got a huge event, you guys, tomorrow, you guys, July 30th, you guys, Above the Ring, sponsored by Battle Club Pro, for all the wrestling fans, man, in that area, the New York area, New Jersey. Man, go check it out. I know a lot of people is going to be in there, but been connected with, these guys, man, and just, exploring, independent wrestling more, because, man, like, I just watched it wrestling that was on TV. So, connecting, and also being in these wrestling groups, like, man, like the National African American Wrestling Group, like, man, oh man, like it has brought light on stuff that I wouldn't even know. So like, man, I really got into independent wrestling, had, a lot of, guys and some girls here who was in, on the independent scene, man. And shout out to everybody that's out there on the independent scene, working their ass off, busting it, grinding it, it's, man, come on, man, because it's you guys' dream, and I understand, and obviously right now with COVID and the pandemic right now still going on, and things are opening up, and some of you guys and girls are getting booked and stuff like that, and congratulations, man, and I just wish nothing for the best of you. But you guys, like I was saying, man, like, getting exposed to the independent scene, man, is wonderful. Is really wonderful, man. I didn't know nothing about deathmatch wrestling, bro. All the closest of any sort of deathmatch was hardcore wrestling, I guess. I seen ECW, I seen what they did, going through tables, falling off a skyline, I seen that. But, when it come to a degree where people setting each other on fire and, we going through class, like, man, like, man, oh man, like, I gotta go to YouTube and search that. But, that's when I would see it. All from Dark Side of the Ring, I would get, exposed to that. But, yo, man, Nick Cage is the man, you guys. And for Matt Cardona, yo, shout out to him, man, for doing his thing, man. From leaving WWE and after getting fired there to going on to face one of, like you said, one of the hottest independent deathmatch wrestlers out there, and to beat him and beat the champ, and everybody in the audience was throwing shit at him, and oh man, like it was awesome. It was awesome. It was just like, I hate to make this comparison, but it was like Hulk Hogan, when NWO was formed and he dropped the leg, and it was like, Hogan is the third man. It was kind of like that, and everybody was like, really, man, they was throwing shit at him, man. But yeah, he took the title to Disneyland, man. That is something else, man. That is something else. Congratulations to Matt Cardona, you guys. Another thing, you guys, we're gonna talk about here, of course. On the podcast, you guys, Fight for the Fallen was this Wednesday. Of course, Nick Cage headlined that big event with the Painkiller, the Painmaker, Chris Jericho, you guys, in the second stage, the second labor of Jericho. Man, oh man, you guys, for the third week in a row, you guys, Dynamite is killing it, you guys. Yes, they is killing it, you guys. Like I said, Fight for the Fallen took place this Wednesday. We kicked it off with a huge 10-man tag team match. It was very, very cool. I didn't quite understood it at first until I was like, okay, this must be sort of sponsored by somewhat of Space Jam 2 or something. You know, they and then the Elite Squad is the heels out. You know, they coming out in Space Jams and like really, like this don't make sense. But Hey, cool. But the Elite Squad defeated the Dark Order, you guys, also with Kenny Omega. Excuse me, not Kenny Omega, but Hangman Adam Page as they tag team partner. It was an awesome matchup. What it came down to 3-on-1, 2-on-1, I think. Yeah, 2-on-1. 2-on-1. One of the Young Bucks and Kenny and Hangman. So I'm really loving what they're going to do. I'm pretty sure at All Out is going to be Kenny Omega taking on Hangman Adam Page for the AEW World Championship. That rivalry is really cool, man. To seeing how they, came about as a tag team and they broke up because, Hangman was sort of a drunk and, he went on his own and sort of, Dark Order embraced them. And now he's here in this group and, man, hey, I'm digging it. I'm really digging it, man. But also, you guys, we had a celebration. It wasn't all that much of a celebration, you guys, in my opinion, man. Ricky Starks, you guys, is the new FTW. FTR? Excuse me. He's the new, oh man, he's the new FTW. Yes, I got it right. He's the new FTW champion, you guys. They should really do more with this championship and stop making it just like, it's not really getting recognized, but what you gonna do with it though? Like Brian Cage is just, I'm really not feeling him. Obviously, Ricky, is still probably healing his, his neck and stuff like that. That's why he haven't been in the ring so much. But I really don't know. I really don't know, you guys. You leave a comment, tell me what you think and what you thought about this segment. The Ricky Starks, celebration. But I'm proud to see him as champion. Proud to see him as champion. When I was watching him in NWA Power, I think before it went over to Fight TV. He was one who stood out along with Eddie Kingston and others, man. But shout out to Ricky Starks. Also, you guys, FTR now. Yes, FTR. You guys took on Proud and Powerful. You guys, Santana and Ortiz in this matchup ended pretty shortly, you guys. One of the members of FTR, I'm not too sure which one it was. I'm going by the WWE names. I didn't even get the AEW single names correctly. One of them, Dash Rider or Scott Dawg, one of them, got injured on the arm, got cut real bad. The match got cut short. Suplex to Santana to in the match, so that was that, you guys. That was that. But other than that, you guys, they made AEW made a huge announcement, you guys, that they got a new show coming up, AEW Rampage, on Friday, August 13th, you guys, and they announced a huge new date that they are going to be going to the United Center, you guys. And I always wondered why WWE never went to the United Center. They always go to the Allstate Arena, and where Raw is going to be at this Monday. And I heard a lot of people from Chicago, man, I'm not going to Raw in Chicago this Monday. Nope, I'm not going. I'm not going. I go to Dynamite. I'm going to Rampage. All Out, sold out. But I ain't going to Raw. But CM Punk, is set to be. He was really heavily teased on Dynamite this week. The two other times I believe he was teased, I did not. I think all the times he was teased. Well, no, the two other times he was teased, I really did not understand him. I think the first one was the first one was when they showed the video package of them coming to the United Center, and I was like, oh, okay, this is the first dance. And I'm like, why is they calling it the first dance? Obviously, is it something similar to the last dance with, Michael Jordan, which was a hell of a docu series or whatever last year during COVID and pandemic and stuff like that when everybody was home. So I'm like, okay, all right. But here that CM Punk has posted something regarding Michael Jordan, on his Twitter or whatever. Like, I'm really not on Twitter or like that. I mean, I get on there, but, I'm more on IG more than Twitter or whatnot. But, yeah, man, just there's a whole lot of, circulation. And, of course, Darby Allin, had the promo and, said, I don't give a crap, who's the best in the world, man. I take, whoever on. Darby Allin to CM Punk, man, I mean, that wouldn't be bad. You feel me? I mean, that really wouldn't be bad. So I would really be interested in seeing Darby Allin and, Sting. I mean, I don't know. A lot of people got a lot of mixed feelings on CM Punk joining AEW and also the other guy, Daniel Bryan. Man, fans were going crazy. It was like, oh my God, you traitor. How could you do this? Like, come on, you're not loyal. Like, really, dude, like this is a grown man. He got a family. He got stuff to do. He got, kids, man, like to take care of. So you telling me, man, when like you're not happy, you telling me you just gonna leave? Like everybody's not the Undertaker, bro. Like everybody's not the Undertaker, man, or a John Cena. I don't know, man. Like, what a time to be a wrestling fan because I'm loving it all, man. Like I stay a lot away, especially lately, man, because when you can sit down and you can predict it and you can literally see what's going on or, see someone coming out, it's not so much of a shocker anymore. You're just watching it just to be watching it. Like I'm going to get to, and I was going to get to, and I am going to get to it in just a moment. But Dakota Kai, you guys, when she did on Wednesday night, I saw that from a mile away. You saw it from a mile away because it was more so when they put the belt on Raquel Gonzalez. It was more so what damn, what about Dakota? I mean, she came back, she busted her ass, but what about Dakota? So, and then you can see her, the way she was looking at Raquel, you saw it from a mile away, man. So it's like those things, and whether you saw it from a mile away, you still was surprised, you still was excited though. But still though, it shouldn't more so be like that. But CM Punk, coming back, you guys, hey, if he is, congratulations. Like I said, I stay away from, the dirt sheets. If I hear about it, I hear about it. But I think another one was MJF when he was pulling the promo against Jericho. And if you guys remember when CM Punk pulled the promo on John Cena, where John Cena was in the table match to end that Raw in Las Vegas and a Raw Roulette night or whatever in 2011, it sort of started the same way. So, like, hey, man, hey, if CM Punk coming to AEW, we're going to see what happens, man, We're going to see what happens. I would love to see him back in WWE. This could all be a whole big old swerve, Who knows? Who knows? But, we're going to move on, you guys. Lance Archer. Yes, Lance Archer retains. He retained it, his IWGP title, you guys, on AEW. That was a hell of a matchup, you guys. We seen Malachi Black. Yes, Malachi Black. Black Mask or, attack Cody in their, I guess, guerrilla position. I ain't going to do them like that, though. But, yeah, they attack Malachi Black attacked Cody Rhodes in the gorilla position ahead of their big matchup next week, this coming Wednesday, you guys, on Dynamite, which is going to be very interesting. It's going to be Malachi's first matchup in AEW, so that's going to be really looking forward to. Before I move on this, you guys, man, you guys can go back and check out the catalog, or even on YouTube, man. I had AEW's Fergo Del Sol here on the 1130 Podcast Talk Pro Wrestling. I believe it was late last year, or earlier this year. I had him on. But yo, Fuego, man, I hope you're okay, man. You got Black Mass, man. You wasn't moving after that at all, bro. You was not moving after that, man. So I hope you rested up well, man. I hope to see you on a future episode of Dark Elevation, man. For real. Christian, you guys, teamed up with Jurassic Express in a trio matchup to take on Private Party and Angelico. Man, I really love Angelico Swag. He's just so smooth, man. Like, they came to the ring and Matt Hardy's theme song. I'm like, really? Like, y'all can cut that off and like go get Angelico's theme song, man. Because the way he could come to the ring, like, bro, like, I'm just like like, it's just so cool, like, man, for real. But that was a cool matchup. Jurassic Express defeated Private Party and Angelico. Thunder Rosa came out. You guys, man, I'm really digging Thunder Rosa. And I've seen a lot of guys from the Job Tears podcast, from other podcasts, the Hardy Wrestling podcast. You know, they had Thunder Rosa on, man. She's an awesome, awesome person. Love her in the ring. Love her work. But man, I always say, man, at night she's a wrestler, and during the day she's a model, man. Because on Instagram, she be going, man, what? Looking good, you guys. But Thunder Rosa, you guys, defeated Julia Hart, you guys, and which was a decent matchup, the only women's matchup this week on Dynamite. Besides, we heard a little bit from Britt Baker. So that was that, you guys. And you guys, the main event from that evening, Jericho, the Painmaker, you guys, he took on Nick Cage, the baddest motherfucker, you guys, of death matches, you guys. And man, oh man, it did not disappoint. In some points of the match, you can hear the fans, man, they was a little bit disturbed. They was like, okay, all righty, okay. Yeah, I've been to WWE, but I like, okay. Because, man, you know, the Hurricane Rana through the glass, Jericho hitting them with the light bulbs, I'm talking about everything, man. You know, like, I was like, bro, like, this is wrestling. This is wrestling. Yeah, they took it a little, you know, further, because we haven't seen no matchup like that in a while on TV. So, man, I'm loving with Tony Khan, Cody Rhodes, AEW, man. I'm just loving what they doing from a different perspective of wrestling fans, man. You know, yeah, I love entertainment. Yeah, I love being entertained. But at the same point, I do love some good old wrestling. And when I mean good old wrestling, I mean like 18 and over wrestling. You feel me? 18 and over wrestling. Nah, I ain't talking about the dick jokes and, you know, all that, you know, which is, you know, humor that's cool for people. You know, like, come on. Like I said, I'm going to get into this also a little bit more, though. But come on, you guys, man. Cameron Grimes, you guys. Cameron Grimes could watch LA Knight balls all night long, you guys. But Roman Reigns can't tell it like it is and just say John Cena is similar to Missionary, you know, no, because John Cena, you know, all the kids look up to John Cena. So no, you can't have that on YouTube, and you can't have 3.5 million people tuning in to see John Cena return to SmackDown and to see or at least Roman Reigns say that, oh yeah, John Cena is similar to Missionary, and then WWE take that out on their digital platforms. Like, man, oh man, you guys, it's crazy. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think wrestling should be TV 14, you know, like, but hey, I understand when hey, it is what it is, you guys. It is what it is. That Fight for the Fallen was off the chain, you guys. While we on AEW, you guys, another thing that was off the chain, now that the fans are back, you guys, it make a whole lot of hell of a difference, you guys. AEW Dark, you guys, which I have not been a big fan over the last maybe year or so, you guys, because they've been having 15 to 20 matches. Now, when I say 20, I might be over exaggerating a little bit, but 15 matches on the show. 15 matches? Now, come on, that beats out WrestleMania, doesn't it? like every single week. And I understand at that point of time, they were giving a lot of guys who was not working independent scene, they were giving them chances and opportunities to do things. And that was shout out to them, you know. They had Eddie Torres on the show, who was on my podcast. You guys go check out that episode. You know, Fuego del Sol, who was always, you know, on Dark or Elevation, man, who's doing his thing, who's not officially signed, but just busting his ass to get signed. You know, like stuff like that, you guys. But man, this week, you guys, on Dark, Red Velvet was in action. Abaddon, you guys. Everybody's digging Abaddon, you guys. But, you know, was really kind of like shitting on Bray Wyatt, you know, with the Fiend shit. It was like, man, I'm tired of that, though. But you guys really like Abaddon. I mean, I like her, too, though. But come on, though. Can't be wishy-washy, man. Wrestling fans. Another feud, you guys, man, and I'm really digging, you guys, on AEW Dark, you guys. Big Swole, she lost this week, you guys, against Diamante. I'm really loving that, you know, like I said, man. With fans back, you guys, they are now having the shows with like 5 to 6 matches. You know, just an hour. That's all you need. You don't need 2 hours. That's what you have Dynamite for. That's where you have your big show, and then you're also coming up with Rampage. That's what you have them shows for. They bust their butt, you know, on Elevation and Dark to hopefully get a spot on Dynamite or Rampage, you guys. But like I said, I'm waiting for, you know, Big Swole really breakout, you know, and it seemed like it only could be one woman at a time right now. I spoke about with a lot, you know, just, you know, on my regular podcast with just a lot of different things, you know, just, you know, only could be one at a time, you know, and it seems though with AEW right now, it's only one woman right now. I mean, you're getting, you know, here and there, but Britt Baker, you know, she's the woman right now who's running it. Also, you guys, Dark Order, Stu Grayson, Evo Uno, you guys, they defeated Zach Mason and Warren Johnson in a tag team matchup, you guys, and also a 6-man tag team match to end the show. The Acclaim, and I'm loving the Acclaim, you guys. I think they touch a nerve to everybody in the crowd. This past week when they said something about the vaccine, last week was, you know, like it's something, you know, unnecessary every week though. But they team with Ryan to take on the Varsity Blondes. I'm really loving them. And Dante Martin, boy, he is something else. He's going to the top, you guys. He is going to the top, for real. Going to the top. Speaking of going to the top, you guys, as we move on here, you guys, on the podcast, NXT, you guys, this week was on Sci-Fi, you guys. Another time that I just was like, okay, back, what was it, like 10 years ago or something like that? I was like, okay, all right, we reached it, you know, we reached it. We was like, okay, enough of WWE on Sci-Fi. This is the top of it. This is it. It's a wrap. We moving to USA or wherever they went to for a while. You know, yeah, USA, you know, but hey, NXT, you guys, did not disappoint, although it was on Sci-Fi this week because of the Olympics. For everybody out there who's enjoying the Olympics, I'm kind of like waiting for the track and field thing, kind of like, you know, kick off. You know what I mean? I'm not really big on the tennis and, you know, all that other stuff. The basketball is really cool. You got to kind of like catch that at like 12:30 at night, a.m., you know, here in DC. What else I'm kind of like enjoying, you know, some of the cycling things, you know, like, it's, you know, it's pretty cool. But other than that, like, okay, all right, you know, it's like always on. But yeah, that's why they it's going to be on. That's why it's going to be on Sci-Fi for 2 weeks, this past Tuesday and this coming Tuesday, you guys. I'm really interested this coming Tuesday to see Dexter take on, what was it, Austin Theory. I think it's going to be Austin Theory versus Dexter. And, you know, if Austin Theory wins, or no, if Dexter wins, he gets the coochie. You know, like, I mean, come on, we all know it. Like, everybody even said it, man. He gets the coochie, man, for real. Shorty, I can't even remember her name right now. You know, man, I cannot remember her name, but she's all over Dexter, and the way he looks at me is just so awesome. But man, oh man. Triple H and Shawn Michaels is something else, man, with NXT, I tell you that much. But yo, man, NXT was off the chain and kicked it off, you guys, with a cool tag team matchup. Pete Dunne, you guys, and Oney Lorcan defeating Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher, which was a very hard-hitting matchup, you guys. Like I said, man, NXT, It's the third show now, but man, Raw would be a killer if Pete Dunne was up there. Now, I know a lot of people was like, no, what? No, I know as soon as I just said that, a lot of people was like, no, it wasn't. I mean, look what they doing with Keith Lee. Like, come on. Look what they was doing with, with Karrion Kross last week. So it's like, I know, man. I know. But I don't even know. I can't even finish that one because hey, the proof is in the pudding. Is the proof of oh man, I can't even think. Shayna Baszler is a prime example right now of what they doing. But which was an awesome matchup, you guys. We seen the return of Rich Holland, which he kind of like fractured his leg earlier this year, which was a gruesome injury. But he's back, you guys, which was very, very cool. Samoa Joe, you guys. I had my man Gator on last week. Shout out to Gator once again. He was a big fan of Samoa Joe returning to NXT. Very, very big fan of Joe returning. Very big fan of Joe returning to NXT. But the fact that he's back in NXT, I'm not liking. I wanted to see him on Monday Night Raw, which Monday Night Raw is suffering out of all the brands right now. They are suffering. SmackDown is thriving. NXT is doing this thing, Come on. Like with Joe up there really challenging Bobby would really kind of like give it something. But hey, he's down here helping out William Regal, But hey, it's cool. Joe, you guys, but he said, you know what, man, I quit. I'm done with it. It's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. I'm done. I want to be back a superstar, and I want the championship matchup against Karrion Kross the night after SummerSlam. Yes, you guys, NXT is taking place the night after SummerSlam, not the night before. Like we was talking about that a little bit last week, me and Gator, man, like that, because for the last, some years, man. I mean, especially before pandemic, man, when, they do the big four, NXT always kill it. They always steals the weekend, man. And man, with the huge matchup between Walter and Ilya Dragunov for the NXT UK Championship taking place at NXT TakeOver 36, man, I think that's going to be the matchup that's going to knock it out the park, man. For real, I think that's going to be the matchup that's going to knock it out the park. But man, but yeah, he's back. Joe's back, and he's going out to Karrion Kross, and I'm obviously Karrion Kross is going to lose that title to Joe. Joe's going to become, I think, the 3-time, maybe 4-time NXT champion, and Karrion Kross is going up to the main roster, maybe the job to somebody. Who knows? But also, you guys, LA Knight, like I was saying a little bit, man, LA Knight, Karen Grimes, I'm loving this skit though, but come on though, like for real, like it's PG though, like he literally like, man, how long do I have to wash your balls? What? Like Vince, I'm telling you, Vince, I think they love the balls. Like they love the balls, especially Vince. I got the big grapefruits, and like he loved that, man. But they skit is nothing but hilarious, man. Nothing but entertaining for real. Just telling the story, you guys, man. I'm digging it, you guys. Carmelo, you guys, is in the breakout tournament. He had an awesome matchup to advance in the breakout tournament. So let's see more where that goes, you guys, in the coming weeks. Dakota Kai, you guys, like I spoke on it just a few moments ago. It's just about, predicting things and seeing things and just, hey, just want to sort of go with the flow, not sort of look at spoilers or whatnot. Just want to be surprised. And a lot of fans in attendance seem very surprised, and which a lot of fans were. I was surprised, but I saw it a mile away. Dakota Kai, you guys, turning on Raquel Gonzalez. So it looks like Dakota wants her championship match. I said it earlier also that Raquel Gonzalez gets the championship matchup. She wins the title. When Dakota Kai was here busting your ass, I brought you in as my heavy, and you get the title. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. And that's like Shawn Michaels, right? And Diesel, he brought Diesel in. Diesel sort of turned on him, and then he won the championship. Right, bro? Like, come on, you guys. Kaden and Casey win their tag team matchup, you guys. Imperium defeated Hit Row. And we seen the main event matchup with Adam Cole, baby. Defeated Bronson Reed, who was a cool hard-hit matchup. And Kyle O'Reilly, of course, made his, come out at the end to attack Adam Cole, man. I would really love to see Undisputed Era go on a little bit longer. You know, they would be a really good fit to Raw right now to see what's going on with the blood. Oh man, I don't even know. But you guys, we're gonna move on, you guys, here on Talk Pro Wrestling, you guys. Impact Wrestling, you guys. Yes, I said it. Impact Wrestling, man. I've been getting into it, and man, it been catching my eye, man. Some really good stuff, man. Really good stuff, especially after Slammiversary and after last week, you guys, which you saw huge matchups, especially the end of the show with the Knockout Tag Team title on the line. You know, that was dope seeing Jay White out there, you know, coming in, making his debut in Impact and, you know, Slammiversary. Man, I'm loving it, man. I'm really loving it. Yo, you guys, a guy in Impact right now by the name of not Jay White, Chris Bay. Chris Bay, man, I'm really digging everything about him. I like him. I really like him. Raji. I hope I'm saying his name right, but I know I'm not. I like him too. You know, I'm really, you know, man. It's some people in there I'm digging, man. You know, Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan. I love it. I love it, man. But you guys, man, last night, you guys, on Impact Wrestling, you guys, we seen a huge matchup with Moose, Chris Sabian. Man, they tore the house down, you guys. We seen Dialect by Design take on Willie Mack and Rich Swann, you guys. Man, yo, Rich Swann and Willie Mack, though, man, they need to be tag team champions right there. They need to be tag team champs. I'm digging them, man. They need to beat the Good Brothers, for real. I pay to see that one, though. You know, but that was a hell of a matchup, you guys. And also Jay White and Chris Bay, you know, doing their thing up against the Good Brothers, you guys, man. So like I said, man, Impact is doing the damn thing, you guys, man. Tune in, man. Tune into it, you guys, man. For real, because I really have, you guys. Mickie James, you know, I seen last week on Impact where Mickie James was just like, you know, to Deonna Purrazzo, like, girl, I'm going to be a part of some women history. I'm going to be part of an all-women's pay-per-view, and you're going to be a part of it or not. You feel me? You see how WWE did Mickie James for the second time? Like, it was crazy. And that segment was like, wow, you know, you got Deonna Purrazzo, who's the future. You got Mickie James, who's sort of, you know, still doing her thing, and Gail Kim, who's, man, she's like a Hall of Famer in the business now. But yeah, man, Impact is doing their thing, man. I'm really digging it. I'm really digging it. But you guys, man, I'm about to wrap it up and head on out of here, you guys. Obviously, you guys, WWE is doing their thing, you guys. Tonight on SmackDown, you guys, we got a huge night up ahead of us tonight. I'm excited because like the last week SmackDown, you guys, coming on the air, SmackDown was hot, you guys. It was nothing but hot. The crowd was fire, you guys. The only thing that was weird is when they went down to the Rolling Loud Festival in Miami. You know, it was like the fans was like, okay, yeah, we went from about to see Rick Ross to like we watching Angelo Dawkins and Chad Gable, like they didn't understand. Like some of them may knew what was going on, but bro, they did not, bro. The visual was awesome, but it just ruined the moment that they was just like, okay. I don't even watch wrestling. I haven't watched the wrestling, like, you know, like, so it just, I don't know, but proud of Wale, man. Shout out to Wale for being a big sponsor, a big, like a guy to represent the WWE, for him being a huge entertainer and being out in the forefront like that, and saying, yo, man, I like wrestling, and I'm gonna be for real. So shout out to Wale, man. Shout out to Wale. But SmackDown was dope, you guys, man. Paul Heyman was the MVP of SmackDown last week. You can't see me. Oh, man. Yo, Paul Heyman was the MVP, man. MVP, man. You guys, man, I talked about Finn Balor earlier, you guys. And, man, Finn Balor, and I was like, can they, can they use these guys from NXT up on the main roster in a good way? But maybe not, because we seen what past actions they have done so with. But I guess taking some of these guys back down and maybe refreshing them and maybe pushing them back up maybe could be a good thing. Look of Finn Balor. Finn Balor went from returning the week prior, coming in, beating Sami Zayn, and Roman Reigns out there challenging or about to basically, well, not even really acknowledging John Cena. But Finn Balor comes out and he accepts his challenge, though. Like, come on. Like, that is something right there I couldn't predict. I couldn't predict Finn Balor coming out there and doing that. But that's the thing. I'm loving it, man. SmackDown is number one, man. SmackDown is the new Raw, you guys. For real. Baron Corbin, you guys. Baron Corbin, the story with Baron Corbin is amazing. I'm loving it. Yeah, he no longer king. He lost his crown. You know, he just and the segment with Kevin Owens and him backstage and Kevin Owens giving him some money, they got a lot of views on social media, man. It's just like, man, look at Kevin Owens, bro. You know, I was like, man, I seen Big E winning. You know, that wasn't a surprise. Everybody was happy. I'm happy for Big E. I know what he gonna do. My man Gator was like, yo, man, he might cash in on Goldberg. A lot of people thinking Big E gonna cash in on Goldberg at SummerSlam or Bobby Lashley. No. It's perfect if he cashes in on Roman. It's perfect if he cashes. Let him milk it. It seemed like for the last couple of Money in the Banks, they've been rushing it anyway. So let it milk. Slow it. It's no rush. Slow it, man. Slow it. But yeah, man, I wanted Kevin Owens to win. Kevin Owens been through a lot over the last couple of years, and we all have. We all have over the last year or two. But, man, Kevin Owens seems though he was the right person and deserved that Money in the Bank briefcase. But obviously he did not. Big E did. But, yo, man, for him helping out Baron Corbin and stuff like that, I'm loving it, you guys. Baron Corbin went from having a city named after him in Kentucky. What was it? It was Corbin, Kentucky. He was Baron Corbin, Kentucky for one night at a live event, 2 years ago. So now he just been broke. He need a haircut. He ain't got money to get a haircut. I need a haircut. He need a haircut better than me, though. He on TV. Yo, man, like, SmackDown is lit, man. The IC title is dope, man. Dolph Ziggler, man. I mentioned to Gator last week, man, a great guy. A great person they can put with Big E for a little bit right now. Is Dolph Ziggler. It's Dolph Ziggler, man, because you remember 8 years ago, 7 years here, 8 years ago, where Big E was Dolph Ziggler's heavy, where it was Big E, AJ Lee, and, you know, it was Dolph Ziggler. When, you know, he was Mr. Money in the Bank and stuff like that, bro. Like, come on. I think that would be a really telling story if they can get into it, because SmackDown been kind of telling stories. So I think that'll be really, really nice, man. You know, really, really nice. Edge, Seth Rollins, man. Yo, we headed to SummerSlam, you guys. I'm ready. I'm ready, you guys. And the fact that they are, the fact that they are using the moment, that happened in DC when I was in the bleachers, man. I was in the bleachers. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna go to this one, but I went to that one, and it was when, it was when Seth Rollins had Edge down, on the Money in the Bank briefcase, and was about to stump his head in. And John Cena, he wanted the authority back, and all that stuff was going on at the end of Raw. I remember being there, and it all go back to that night, and man, Edge, Seth Rollins, you guys, like Gator was saying, man, the matchup between Edge and Roman Reigns was just to get everyone to Seth and Edge, man, for real. Like, I'm digging it. I can't wait to it, man. I can't wait. Toni Storm, you guys, made her debut on SmackDown. Woo! Toni Storm, bro. Woo! Then we got Sasha Banks on Smack. Woo, man, it's getting hot. Can't wait for Bayley to get back, Shout out to Bayley, man, for real. Shout out to Bayley. Jimmy Uso, you guys, defeated Dominic, you guys. And, of course, like I said, at the end of the show, Roman Reigns, man, the tribal chief, just about to say some words to John, man, because John saying, all he could say against the tribal chief now. And Roman said, yo, you born. I could have just went on YouTube, watch you from like 10, 12 years ago, 15 years ago, and you the same thing over and over. It's like missionary, bro. Like, once he said that, bro, you heard every married couple, that was in the arena, single women, all the women, they just reacted all at one time. Some of the kids was just like, oh, like, you know, you had the parents coming. It was so many reactions at one point, you feel me? You got the reactions from the women. It's like, man, I love Roman Reigns, hot, sexy, blah, 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 whatever. So now they like, oh, now they even turned on even more now. Now they're like, oh, shit, well now we know he just don't like missionary. I throw it back. You got the married couple was like, well, damn, he is right. You feel me? And then you got the man, it is crazy, man. Like that whole segment was everything, man. Was everything. And then to end it with Finn Balor coming out there and saying, yo, man, you know, I want it. You know, I never got my rematch anyway. So I won it. So, man, yo, SmackDown was off the chain, you guys, man. I would definitely be tuning in tonight, you guys. Man, Monday Night Raw got to pick it up. Yo, man, they got to pick it up. I don't know. You can't tell me what's selling the show right now for me. Is going to sell it for me is Nikki, almost superhero. Now, the fact that she loved X-Men growing up. Shout out to my man Anthony Giesick, who was talking about, man, I watched them too. You know, I watched that when I was a little young too. I was just more on the wrestling side. You know what I mean? You feel me? But other than that, man, like I'm not really with it. I'm not really with it. But shout out to her. She won Money in the Bank. I don't see it, man. Like Keith Lee, he's hurting right now. You know, he's talking about give him 2 weeks. He's going to tell his story. I want to see what he's going to say, what story he's going to tell. You feel me? So, I don't know. I don't know. The matchup between Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre was strange because Jinder Mahal brought the chair in, but Jinder Mahal got disqualified, though. But the fact is, though, he brought the chair in, Drew Claymore Jinder with the chair. How did Jinder Mahal get disqualified? You feel me? I mean, how did Jinder Mahal get disqualified? You know, it was so weird, as if they didn't want. I think he didn't hit Jinder, he hit Vera, whoever. But I was like, I didn't understand it. They didn't want neither one, I guess, take the 1, 2, 3 or whatever. But wicked, boy. I tell you, you know, and the Charlotte, you know, getting the victory over Nikki Ash at the end, the horrible segment with the daggone 24/7 thing is just okay. I think I'm about to head on out of here, you guys. Also news, you guys, Tiffany Haddish is going to be the after party host of the SummerSlam after party. And rumors, I think, still going on that Cardi B may host SummerSlam this year. So, man, SummerSlam is looking dope, man. It is looking dope. I cannot wait, you guys, man. Yes, they are going to really, like, go all out for this. You know, it's going to be bigger than WrestleMania. You know, hopefully, you know, full fans and performances, big matches, man. I'm really, really looking forward to this, you guys. Really looking forward to this. Hey, what an awesome show, you guys. What an awesome show. It is Friday. Yes, man. We made it here again, you guys. Friday, the weekend is upon us. Hope you guys, man, having a blessed day. Yes. Hope you guys having a blessed day. Sure it was a little jacked up. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody who's joining me this week on the episode, man. It was real, real cool. I was going to have to guess this week, but yo, man, you know, things always, you know how, you know, you a podcaster out there, man, you know, like, it happens, man. It happens. But, yo, I will see you guys next week here on the podcast, you guys, here on Talk Pro Wrestling. And, you know, hoping you guys stay blessed and stay safe out there. Hope you have a good weekend. Before I go, you guys, you know what time it is, you guys, man. Yo, don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast, you guys, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, you guys. Yes, follow the 1130 podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at the 1130 podcast, you guys. Also, subscribe. Yes, go on YouTube and subscribe to the 1130 podcast YouTube channel, man. Check out my docuseries, you guys, that was out, the 10-part episode. You guys, go check it out, man. Go check out some of the episodes for the main podcast that's available each and every Wednesdays, streaming on EB Radio and YouTube at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you guys. You don't want to miss it, man, for real. And if you would like to be a guest here on the podcast, you guys, man, email me. That's the 1130podcast at gmail.com. or just DM me on social media so we can work. You know how we get down, man. Yes, you guys. Also, a reminder, you guys, the 1130 podcast apparel, you guys, is coming soon. So I want you guys to get the 1130 podcast shirts when they drop. For real, you guys. Indeed. Yo, man, of course, you guys, with hard times everywhere out throughout the world, you guys, you can click the link in the description, you guys. If you enjoy this podcast each and every week, if you love this podcast, man, click the link in the description, you guys. You can support this podcast with a small monthly subscription, you guys. 99 cents a month, $4.99 a month, $9.99 a month, you guys. You can help me get some new setup, you guys. Get a new mic, you guys. You know, help me keep getting guests, you know, because the calls, man, for real. So I ain't really getting paid for this. I do it out of passion, and I love it, you guys. They say passion don't pay the bills. So if you love it and you know you're gonna do it, and you're gonna grind out for it, you know, you can get there. But if you're not, you guys, if you like to support the podcast, click the link in the description. But you guys, man, it's been an awesome show. You guys. I'm out of here. Hell on out of here. Enjoy SmackDown, you guys. Tonight, I will. I will, you guys. Yo, stay blessed, stay safe. Give all the glory to God, you guys. Yo, it's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels, and I'm out.
I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. 1130 podcast, Dre on Wheels, he is the one. Let's get it, yeah. Who with me? Let's get it, yeah. Who with me? I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. Let's get it. 1130 podcast, Dre on Wheels, he is the one.
He the one, nigga.
So let's breeze, baby.
He the one.
Who with me?
So breeze, baby.
Let's get it. You with me? Yeah, they gon' hate, but they ain't stopping this. I'ma keep making hits. Dre and Wills, you know it ain't no copying. Was you sitting there on the carpet with us? Yeah, we knew we had some options. We blessed, we ain't got them problems. Speak something that I gotta be honest. Told him he was gon' blow, and that's my promise. We too smart, and we leave with a heart. Family come first. Do you know your worth?
Hell,
I hear you talking, but don't get your feelings hurt. Everybody bossing, everybody flossing, but they ain't tell you on paper, nigga, what it really cost you. If you grind from the bottom, then it feel more awesome. Don't be scared of us, just approach with caution. 1130 podcast, nigga, is you watching? I'm from the city, DC, that's where I'm from. 1130 podcast, Dre on Wheels, he is the one. Let's get it. Who with me?
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Hey, Dre.
Who with me? I'm from the city.